since the curse was cast. Everlight Kingdom, they're on a quest to save their ass. Journey with us as we tell you the tale. It goes down rough like a pure mountain nail. Everlight Kingdom, down at Everlight.
The Cursed Ones have departed from Mid-Valley, headed to a nearby farmstead where they can hopefully procure transportation for their long journey to Gloria, Institute of Magics, who, hopefully, hold the key to curing their curse. However, Everlight, despite its grandeur, is a difficult land to traverse on foot. It can be quite easy to get lost with no map, and so we join our heroes, anxiously treading the path through a long-forgotten woodland. The trees are just as barren and dead as the many corpses of animals that have either been skinned or eaten. The air is quiet and still and quite cold. The sky overhead, what can barely be seen through the interconnected twigs and branches, is dull, dark, and stormy. You stumble across the corpse of a dwarf, and its face is bashed in, and its spine is a little cracked, so he's kind of in this just very uncomfortable position laying on the ground. Do any of you guys do anything?
Sure. I want to look around.
Go ahead and make a perception check. What's up?
Is he alive?
No, he's dead.
10.
I want to check his
What's
body.
your perception? Is your perception 0? Oh.
Maybe that's some bonus is 0.
It's an 11 for investigation.
You're able to find a couple copper pieces, and then you do find a slingshot, but the rope on it is broken. There is a lot of breaks in his armor, but it doesn't look like he died from a fight or like a battle where there was no steel drawn. It looks instead like his body came to an immediate impact with something, and like he was killed. Yeah, like the ground and was killed on impact.
And I strip him of his armor and take it.
So his armor is heavily damaged and not really visible.
That's fine. I can sell it for parts or scrap. Sell it for parts.
You undress this orc, and the amount of time it takes you not dork, sorry. I don't know why I said that. You take
This fucking
this fucking nerd. The amount of time it takes you to fully undress this dwarf and collect the pieces of fractured armor. He's not naked, he's wearing clothes underneath. But it takes about the same amount of time that it does for you to complete your detect magic ritual. And so in that time, Pebbles, you begin kind of poking around. Francis, you don't detect any arcana nearby. Is that just for detecting like arcana magic?
I sense the presence of magic, period, within 30 feet of me.
Mm-hmm. So you don't detect anything around you, but the spell is still active for future use.
When you're done with that, I want to cast detect magic as a ritual.
Sure.
See if I can see any magic in the area.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Can I look around the crowd around and see if there's any footprints or anything?
Sure. Make an investigation check with disadvantage because of a miss.
16.
16.
I'll turn into my wolf wand and see if I can smell where he came from.
What is 15. Okay. First of all, Pebbles, as you're walking, you try to look for footprints. You see, you don't see any humanoid footprints. You maybe see, an occasional rabbit that it may have passed through, but you don't see anything beyond that. You do eventually come to a large mound of dirt. You, kind of climb to the top of it, only to you... Well, don't climb to the top of it. It's instead like an indent into the ground. It soon becomes clear to you that is a footprint, and it's large. Nightshade, as you transform into your wolf self, you use your keen sense to try and get a whiff of anything nearby that would indicate location or creature or anything. There's a strong scent of blood in the air.
What do you smell?
And slight burning, and you also it smells really rustic around here as well. Eventually, you do kind of notice something in the air that's a little bit more sour, and it kind of has the fragrance of mildew almost. Accompanied with that aroma is also small tremors in the ground around you.
all notice that, or just
All of you notice it.
I'm sending my owl back up to look and see if I can see
disturbances in the trees?
Sure.
I can see
anything coming towards us.
So it's in the air?
It's not in the air. You feel tremors in the earth that are spread apart, but they're slowly kind of getting closer together, and you begin to hear like ruptures almost.
Battle stations. Can we tell where it's coming from?
He's about to check.
I'm gonna our bag. So let's go.
Okay. How big of a wolf are you? Would you be? Okay, it's big.
When you shape all your gear, everything just kind of.
So yeah, he wouldn't crush you then. Francis, you send your owl up into the air. Make a perception check with disadvantage because of the fog.
10. The one's a 3, so 8 total.
Okay. You send it up into the air. So you see through your owl's eyes, and you notice it's hard for you to tell exactly what it is, but you do look in a general direction. You see a gargantuan-sized something making its way slowly towards you. It's kind of breaking up the
I
mist
just
as
back
it
in my
walks.
consciousness. Whatever direction it's going from, we need to go. I'm just going to point the opposite direction. We need to go this way now.
Do we not set up a trap? Maybe it's a farmer.
So Pebbles and Francis, you guys start kind of booking it. Nightshade, Mac, and Lucian, what do you guys do?
I said, I go with you. Don't go battle formations. Yeah, you said battle formation.
He's gonna say what I said.
Alright, fuck it. No, if I see everybody leaving, I'm gonna go. No, he's like, battle formation, God. What the fuck? Yeah, saying you said that.
Everyone, march!
Yeah. I go tell you to break our battle formation. Let's go. And then you start running. Like, where are you going?
Well, you're more than welcome to jump off.
Jesus.
But the bad thing is, his foot's big enough to crush us all. So I'm not going to get crushed. I'm going.
Okay, let's leave.
Okay. Everyone make a constitution saving throw for me.
I made it 18.
You're made it flat, so you
2. 12.
Plus 1. I made a 12.
Yeah, it's 7. Geez, looks like we aren't runners.
I'm about to do some magic shit. Y'all are of your own. Fuck that.
13. Team clean up with 5.
Nightshade?
Mine. I'm dead.
Okay. As you guys start running, you begin to feel the fatigue of what you were feeling kind of hit you more, and you start to feel sick. You feel in general pretty sick. You kind of being out here in the woodlands has not done you any favors, and the harsh exposure to the elements has only worsened your condition from the curse. The bones in your hand feel cold, and your entire person begins to kind of feel feeble. And everybody except for Mac, you fall unconscious.
Oh, fuck.
But what about I'm in the wolf?
You can stay in your wolf fort while you're unconscious, but
Or maybe he'll touch me since I'm an animal.
you're running, but when you fall over, he kind of lunges forward and kind of flies to the air a bit and crashes onto the ground.
Wait, is he conscious when he hits the ground or no?
He falls unconscious just as he gets the face pull.
I'm like, ah!
Yeah, you would have been fine. It's just you hit the ground with your face.
Like, who's the smallest person here?
That would be her.
How small are you? She's a goblin.
Goblin.
I shall throw my broken chainmail over you
Okay.
as protection. Throwing my chainmail over you. Maybe they won't notice you.
I'd be a pilot
without
your diary. Can I roll Arcana or something before I fall faint to cast Minor Illusion as a rock to hide inside?
Absolutely. I would die.
So they do see you, and then you just into a rock and just
Yeah, like
over.
said,
So
he
you
threw
start
his
like
chain
this.
down
I'm
on
like,
top
what are you
of
doing? What are you doing?
And I doused her in thumbnail to hide the scent.
So Mac, you kind of start to run short of breath, and you place your hand against a tree. You look like the SpongeBob meme. And you turn around, and you just see all of your comrades just onto the floor, and the tremors in the earth become greater. The ground beneath you shaking becomes more violent. What do you do before this thing?
I brush it up with a mouthful of mountain ale.
How much of this stuff do you have?
It's a skin, and I make my own.
I thought you said you just poured it on me.
Well, I not all of it.
He just doused it.
Pouring one out for my homies.
Let's not forget, he does fill it up every time he pees.
Right, and he has a never-ending supply.
Have you seen like Triple H when he comes into the ring?
He did the fucking
Okay, so
fucking biz.
Oh, like Stone Cold, just hit them both. Let me see if I can actually do anything. Sure.
Hide is what I would recommend, but
No. Hey, stop. I want to pile their bodies on top of each other.
Okay.
I don't think you can
That's
pick
what it
up one.
She's a big old direwolf. Well, I'll pile them on her.
Make a
And I will stand there with my axe.
how do you know where I'm at?
Oh shit! Well, I'll pile all the bodies I can find. You're coming out of the chainmail.
Make a strength and a dexterity save.
Oh, well, this is good.
So
Good.
roll
This like
twice.
proficiency. And 17 plus 5 for strength.
Okay, so that's absolutely
For dex.
All right, so you're like, I gotta hurry, and so you start dragging him, and you are able to. It does not take you any time at all to pick these guys up, but you are slowly dragging them over to this pile, and you just throw it on top of Nightshade, and as soon as you do, you get that speed back, and you run back over to Lucian, and you pick him up, and you're like, oh, come on, and then you just basically do like the little feet squeaks as you back up, dragging him on the ground. And you finally throw all of the your unconscious friends on top of each other. There's a little pile. Yeah, except for him and yourself. And you're like, all in the day's work. And then, boom, an enormous footsteps, maybe 30 feet away from you. And it is large, leathery, pale, and it has toes.
My mother.
It has toes with nails that have clearly never been cut.
Does it speak common?
You don't even see its. You barely see its face. So like this thing looks like the size of a skyscraper. But you can try to speak to it if you wish. But it does look like this creature has not noticed you yet.
Don't move.
Shut the fuck up.
And you look up and you see
mound nail.
You see this pale creature. It's large, fat, towering, and its head is bulbous. It has a small horn protruding from the top of it, and it has a single.
That's a cyclops lever. I'll show you.
Yeah, it's a cyclops. So,
Don't move.
it's dragging a large club made of. Actually, looks like it was just ripped out of the cave and was turned into a club, and it's dragging that behind it.
So don't challenge it.
No.
Don't move.
To follow
Be
up.
completely still and
Make a
quiet.
stealth check for me.
Oh, I think it's +1.
If you do, we just go in the opposite direction.
11.
You said 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one fucking die.
Yeah, this thing does not have great perception.
Yeah, I told you.
So, just kind of looks like it's standing there, and it starts slowly dragging its club. I'm gonna retcon what I said. It's not made of stone; it's made of wood. But like,
It's like a tree.
yeah, it pretty much. Yeah, exactly. It's fucking horrifying. And as you're standing there, just like you're standing there watching this thing, and you hear from behind you.
Stone solid. It's like not budging.
Okay. You hear a voice speak to you in Orcish, and it says, "Slowly back up and get into the cart. We'll take you out of here."
Sorry, guys.
Pull back up.
All right. So you make a stealth check with advantage. 17. You slowly start backing up. Carefully try not to make too much noise. And you're not taking your eyes off of this Cyclops that's slowly walking through as it begins to raise its foot to make another loud stomp. Until finally you feel on your back a hand pressed into it that you walk into. And you look to your left and you see a large orc wearing hide armor. Lengthy black hair parted to the side. Like, it's basically got like a long mohawk.
Yeah.
Are those your friends? On the ground.
You can't lie.
Oh, y'all might not actually be my friends.
Opening enough.
I mean, we should
That's the guy that stole my money.
He doesn't know where I am.
That's the guy that
He doesn't know you stole.
And
You don't know that he
You
stole
don't
your
know
money.
that.
Alright, fuck.
Also, you don't know where I am.
So really, the only person you'd be mad at is Lucian.
I'm hiding inside of an illusion of a rock.
Let's just say they're my companions. And we do the
Yeah, you do like you press
brother. That's exactly what I was doing. Brother.
You clash your arms against each other and grab each other's fists tightly, and he takes his other hand and pats it on your fist and he goes, "Don't worry, we'll burn the bodies." And he looks at them and he goes,
They don't deserve such amount. We shall chop them up and spread them. Wait, no.
wait, you hear one of them go, "Food." Mr.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
He looks behind him, holds up two fingers, and goes, and points forward, and a few orcs start emerging from the trees, and they start picking up you guys, and they start kind of carrying you back with them.
My illusion only lasts for a minute. Just, so you're aware of
Okay,
it.
cool.
It's
So
dangerous.
the rock just goes. Yeah, so the rock just disappears into smoke, and
There's another.
yeah, they see your bathrobe, and one of the orcs just goes, "That's a cool ass bathrobe," and he picks you up and lumps you over his shoulder, and they're gonna try to sneak you guys out of here. Okay, so it takes a few minutes, and as they're lumping each of you guys onto this this wooden cart behind you, which one of the orcs helps lead you into, and there's one single horse pulling it. All of them are orcs wearing tribal-like armor. Which
Can I convince them to help me fight this thing?
it would be really challenging. They seem really content in getting out of here, but you can try.
I'm gonna try and inspire them.
For honor, for glory, for the piss.
Well, I'm gonna say, these are my friends. I really don't want you to eat them. But we could eat that. It would be good harvest for many moons.
Go ahead and make that persuasion check.
Oh, what is that?
9.
9. One. That's probably been awesome. Yeah, that was it. Let's go.
It's a nat 20.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm a divination wizard.
Oh, you can do that. Nat 20.
Okay.
So that just burned my divination by fate.
Nice.
Oh, so we better fucking win.
So, a few of the orcs, they look back and they look up and they're like, but they've already loaded the bodies onto the cart. So the orc that you were talking to, the one with the mohawk,
Yeah.
he goes, "I like the way you think. You look like a capable man." And he looks back at the cart and he goes, "Take him back to the strongholds." And he puts his arm on your back and he goes, "Me and this one right here, we got this."
Yeah!
Orc driving the car kind of slashes on the reins and kicks its heel into the back of the horse a little bit. It's not sitting on the horse, it's sitting from the cart, so it kind of sticks its ankle into it a little bit. And the horse just starts gently taking off. And thankfully, right as it does, another footstep hits into the ground and a large tremor fills the ground. And it creates just enough noise for the cart to not be heard as it skirts off. Mac, you and this other orc are standing sitting side to side with each other. He goes, "What's your name?"
They called me the Strangler.
He grabs your fist and he goes, "Yeah!" And he goes, "They call me Gig-Gug. And you want to know why they call me that? Why? Because whenever I go into battle, I scream, Gig-Gug!" And he just runs at full sprint, and with his,
God be with you, Gig-Gug. And I just stand there.
he has this club with a spike drawn through it, and he's gonna try and hit.
I'm just gonna watch him from like the wood line. God be with you, Gig-Gug.
Why would you not just leave? If that's your time, it.
He runs, trying to slice into the Cyclops' ankle. He throws his club to try and just make sure it can just, with the nail sticking out, he can just kind of anchor it into the side. And he kind of misses. He misjudges his swing a little bit, so this club is shaped almost like a baseball bat with a large nail driven through it, and it kind of just twirls through the air, and the brunt of it hits the ankle and kind of falls off.
Yeah.
And the Cyclops stops and slowly turns around. The Cyclops swings its club onto the ground and somehow misses you and Gig-Gug, and a large cloud of dirt just floods from this impact. And now there's just basically dirt storm. As soon as it clears, you see Gig-Gug on the floor. The blow kind of knocks him off his feet. He lost his balance. He tries to pick himself back up and run for his club. What do you do?
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna get in there.
All right.
I'm gonna go smack him with my great axe.
Roll initiative.
5. Jesus Christ. Nice knowing you back.
Yeah, nice knowing. So we're guaranteed to have fun house.
So, Gig-Gug is going to go first.
Okay. Yeah. At least one of my people. I'm trying to level up here, homies. Level up or die trying.
Is this a bad time to mention level up is milestone based? Alright, so Gig-Gug is going to try an attack. So he does not get his, he does not pick his club back up. Instead of running to it, he then reaches on his back and pulls out his great axe. And he runs over and tries to swing and he fucking just pulls out his great axe and starts running with it to his side. He's not moving with an incredible speed because of this large weapon in his hands, but he goes and he does like a pirouette, swings around using all the weight of his body to go and throw this, not like actually throw it this time, he's learned his lesson, and actually use the full force of his body to sling this axe into the Cyclops' meaty flesh. And he does so and strikes, and you hear the impact as it slices through. It's just loud. You hear the Cyclops kind of, it kind of buckles at the knee a little bit, but Gig-Gug yanks it back out of the flesh and just goes. And next up is going to be the Cyclops.
Let's go, Gig-Gug.
Get to it, Gig-Gug.
Cyclops is going to go for you. Right. And
guys.
what's your AC?
17.
17. That just hits. Okay.
He has a +9 to hit?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, he rolled an 11, so basically he doesn't roll anything.
How's our ride going?
Witness
So
me.
it's smooth as butter. Yeah. You guys, even though you're unconscious, you're not going to wake up sore.
I'm made comfortable.
Yeah, they're taking good care of you guys.
Where's Mac?
I'm about to get smashed.
His severed head lands on the car from miles away.
Well, at least you want to give him a call back.
Oh wow, that was lucky.
For you or for?
For Mac, but not lucky enough. Mac, what's your AC?
So,
Not AC, HP. I'm sorry.
20.
These are not the questions you want to hear. That's you.
Roll a D100 for me.
So there.
65.
65.
is higher or lower good on the D100?
It's all pretty bad.
Who's rolling for how much damage? Out of 100.
65, man.
He wields the club in retaliation to the strike. He kind of circulates it in the air. He uses all of his body and uses it to swing and slam down on you and keep you 30 points of damage.
See you guys.
He basically hammers you in like a nail, and your head is just sticking out of the dirt. Gig-Gug just kind of screams in horror. Make a death saving throw for me.
Time beat a 10.
8.
8.
Alright, so Gig-Gug is back at the top of the order. He's about 10 feet away from you, but his speed is 30 feet, so he was gonna run over to you and try and stabilize you.
It's me, the new character. The guy you find on the farm.
Alright, he does not succeed to stabilizing you. Now the Cyclops is gonna go. He's gonna go for
And he's
Gig-Gug.
gonna kill. And that's it. GG.
I'm confident in saying this is entirely your fault.
Alright, so Gig-Gug is on the ground trying to help you out, trying to pull you out from basically being buried alive. And he starts pulling on you and he tries to use all his force, and then he sees the club swing for him, and he tries to think of how to retaliate, and he just goes, fuck it, and he starts running towards the club and jumps and barrel rolls and goes straight under it, and it swings around. He gets his footing, stands back up, looks behind him, and sees the club kind of swinging around overhead. Make another death saving throw for me.
She's 3.
I don't get over 10 on any of my fucking guys.
Use another dice.
Alex, will you use mine? No, not yet. It's too late.
Alright, Gig-Gug is going to try and stabilize.
Ended for me.
4.
You guys.
2.
Jesus Christ.
These hands are cursed.
Give it back to me before the machines fight. 2 and 6. You fucked my dice.
Well, I have good news for you. After Gig-Gug narrowly dodges the club, he runs back over to you. You're just within his reach. He runs over to you and starts pulling on you again, and he just digs his fingers into you and starts pulling on you. He's like, not today, friends! Don't you die on me! And starts just using all of his strength.
I love you, Gig-Gug.
And starts pulling on you and yanks you out. Finally, once he gets your arms free, he digs his arm under you, pulls
Your torso will come off from my legs.
He sticks his arm. He sticks his arm underneath you to create a hook, and he yanks you out. And you kind of just fumble on the ground, and he rolls you over, and he just starts he starts checking. And he's like, "Come on, don't do this to me!" And he reaches into his bag and he pulls out some strange herb.
Okay.
And he forces your mouth open, sticks it in you, and starts basically forcing you to chew. I will say though, after he pulls you out, he starts checking you all over. He checks for a pulse, and there still is one. And he holds your head up, and your head is dented in the center. Your head is now like the shape of the letter V. He looks back up and he sees the Cyclops in his rage, and he realizes that he has to get you out of here. The Cyclops is going to try and strike him.
Do you think an intelligence dip from all this? Like lose a 1 spot of intelligence stat? Permanent brain damage.
He forces you to chew this herb. He looks up and he sees the club swinging for him, and he doesn't have enough time to retaliate, and it smashes clean into him. Let's see how much damage it does.
Your only friend, and you got him killed.
Good job.
So I stabilized out.
Alex is stabilized.
That was what he did.
The only person who really sees this is Gig-Gug and the Cyclops. But just for reference, Matt, you still unconscious, you lie there, and the club swings down, and right as Gig-Gug looks up and sees it's too late, the club smashes into him with all its force. It's literally like you hear the Wii golf theme play as he is smashed into him, and he goes soaring into the sky. And all of a sudden, anyone seeing may have realized how that dwarf got there earlier. And Gig-Gug's lifeless corpse sails off into the horizon. The Cyclops maintains its ground and kind of like shifts around and looks at you, and you're just not moving, and it looks at the dent in your head, and it just has this look that just goes dead, and it slowly slinks around, and it drags its foot behind it, and it starts kicking up dirt that kind of showers over you. It doesn't like bury you, but you're covered in dirt, and it starts walking away off back into the forestry, opposite direction of where the wagon was going. We fast forward to nightfall, and once again we hear the familiar clopping of a horse, and
There's a cookie on.
they're bouncing up and down. You hear the sound of trotting hooves. If this was a movie, it would just be one still shot on you with the sounds in the background. And finally, we see a large, bulbous shadow reach down and pick you up and throw him over its shoulder. And then it lumps you on the back of a horse, and you just kind of hang there. And the individual climbs onto the horse, digs its heel in, and the horse starts slowly clopping away. And you kind of jiggle-jaggle a little bit on its back.
You've been listening to Everlight Kingdom. Game mastered by JT Fondren. Music by Travis Savoy. Theme song by Adam Blotner. Sound effects and atmosphere from Serinscape. Special thanks to our amazing players. And a big thank you to our listeners for joining us on this adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to Everlight Kingdom and leave us a review. And check out altaloom.com for more RPG podcasts and stories.
altaloom.com. Adventures too big for the table.